Hey there, welcome back to Battlefield 4 Dragon's Teeth DLC Lumphini Gardens map, and that's Capture the Flag. Yes, Capture the Flag. I just love Capture the Flag. Unfortunately, there are not as many servers with Capture the Flag. Sometimes, depending on the time of the day or even on the day, there are no servers whatsoever, or basically there are servers, but there's maybe 2-3 people in it, and you cannot play this game with just 2-3 people. I mean, you can, but you know, it gets really boring. Other days you have Capture the Flag servers. You have one server that has like 32 players, and everyone wants to get in. Everyone wants a slice of the cake, because Capture the Flag is the most fun. You know, the most people are in there. And you know, in this game the server wasn't quite full, but it was still an insanely intense fight, as you will see here. The full match was about 30 minutes, and I tried to cut it down to about half by just basically cutting out the extremely. I just thought there was a mudslide coming, so I was kind of checking because I wouldn't be in such a good position over here. I still don't quite know where you're safe when the mudslide comes. I mean, some places I know, but here I'm not quite so sure if it comes across the water or not. So every time I hear this rolling noise, I'm like, oh god, because you die. You cannot survive the mudslide if you're in its path, and that's something I had to learn the hard way the very first time I experienced a mudslide. I thought, you know, no big deal, but yeah, you die. So anyway, we have equally strong teams, and that always makes for a fun match. I just love that. I just can't stand matches where one team is so superly dominating that the other team has absolutely no fun and no chance, and they just get slaughtered and they get base raped basically. Or then if you are in the team that's like dominating the other team, it's kind of boring because you just basically run around, and you can be lucky if you get a kill because everyone else in front of you already got the kill. So it's like this fight for who is getting a kill. Everyone wants to get a kill, and you know, if there's 5 people running for one enemy, obviously only one guy gets the kill, and so it can get a little boring either way. So my favorite matches are definitely the ones where the teams are pretty much equal, because it's super intense. And those guys here just constantly had tactical inserts, and I didn't like realize that like at the beginning of the match, or maybe they didn't have some in the beginning of the match, but I was just like, how the heck are they constantly here? We kill them all, and they're still here. They just keep popping up, and you know, when that happens, there has to be a tactical insert somewhere. And I keep finding them here. I keep destroying them here, and you don't see. I don't know if I cut that out or not, but that I, you know, tried to really cut out as much boring stuff as I could. And I always try to cut down my videos to, you know, maybe 10 to 15 minutes or even less. You know, the shorter the video, the better. People have no attention span nowadays, and they don't want to see some really endlessly long match. And you know, some of my favorite YouTubers actually, they do post super long matches, and they post like everything. They post the respawn animation, and they're running for miles in between, and I sometimes feel like, God, could they just cut that out? I really, you know, I appreciate that they want to show me the full match, to show that they didn't cheat or that they didn't die or whatever. But at the end, it's like, you know, not many people have the patience to sit through like a 30-minute video of the same. And, you know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, I work in the web environment, web videos, all that stuff. I do that professionally. And I've had to learn that, you know, people just don't have patience. You know, they have less and less patience in this world, less and less. Everything needs to go faster and faster in this world. And, you know, it has to be simpler and easier and more convenient. And that's how this world is headed, you know. So we people that, you know, create content, if it's video or web or, you know, anything written, we have to make sure that, you know, we don't lose the audience. And I'm actually trying to do something super here, trying to get this guy with my RPG, and I'm just like, oh my god, can Can you imagine how cool that would be? I'm like way far away and I get that guy, and it wasn't me that took him down. Unfortunately, that would have been a super cool thing, but you know, you should never stop trying. Who knows? You know, sometimes you surprise yourself with things that you try you didn't think you could do, and all of a sudden, hey, voila. I mean, I've had so many great moments, and that's what Battlefield is really known for. Battlefield is known for things happening that you never expect, you've never seen before. There's always something new in this game that you've never seen before. When you know, look at, you know, games like Call of Duty, there's like the same old, and there's nothing new you can really try, because it's shooting people from different angles, shooting them from the roof, shooting them from the floor, but everyone has already done that, so it's like, you know, not something that is ever unique. But you know, if you see guys in this match take someone out with an RPG, jumping out of a plane or helicopter or stuff like that, it's just like, wow, that's crazy, that's just awesome. And there's always something new that people try. And yes, most of the time when I play Capture the Flag, I defend. It's not just in Capture the Flag, in general, I just love to defend. I love to defend in Rush. You know, I love to defend flags even in Conquest, even though there it's more likely that I run back and forth between the flags. But I just love defending, and defending doesn't mean that you need to, you know, sit in a corner and wait for someone to come around and then you take them down, because you're going to miss out, because you just, I mean, it's actually not even possible to successfully defend by just sitting in a corner. You have to constantly move around, because you don't know where the enemy is coming from, and they can jump in via parachute onto your roof. You know, the helicopter can drop them off, even though there's no helicopter here, but in other Capture the Flag maps there are helicopters and tanks and stuff. I don't actually know. That's actually a good thing. Question: why didn't I put helicopters and tanks in here? I mean, I don't miss them. It's probably actually a good thing, because you know, it's easy to just come and you know, get into a helicopter, pick up the flag, fly over, and then you're good. You have the flag. It's much harder to actually run this whole distance or take an ATV or something and try to get away without getting shot. So maybe that's a good thing. But I just kind of realized that yes, there was actually no large vehicles and no aircrafts, and that's pretty interesting. And I'm not even sure now. I haven't played too much Capture the Flag because there are not enough servers, and I can't always get into a server, even though there are servers, but they're full, and then you have 2 or 3 people in front of you waiting in line to get into the match. And you know, hardcore Capture the Flag gamers there are willing to wait half an hour or more to get into a match, but I don't have the patience, unfortunately, even though I'm a huge Capture the Flag fan. I just like, well, you know what, I waited 10 minutes, I'm gonna go and play some Conquest and try later again. And some nights you can try all night and you just never get in, because every time you go in there is a line of people waiting, and oh god, there's a sniper up there, and it's kind of crazy to take snipers out with the AKU from such a distance. But I've had situations before where I was like, oh my god, there's no way I can take it out, I'm trying anyway, and I was like, wow, I took somebody out from an enormous distance where I was just like, this is almost impossible. So you never know, you just have to always try. It's a game after all, so it's all about having fun. So yeah, those guys are giving us a hard fight, and you know, like I said, I usually most of the time play defender, but when there's nothing going on our flag, I actually make myself over to the other flag just to see where the action is. And if I happen to be close to the flag, I actually try to go and get the flag. I'm not often successful though, because a lot of times I'm just without a vehicle and I happen to be there when there's nobody else there, and it's very hard to go get the flag when you don't have support from your friends, when you don't have support from your team, when your team is like elsewhere defending your flag and you're all by yourself. Because you know, you can try to shoot the, you know, people that are following you trying to get their flag back, but you may get like one guy, maybe if you're really good you get 2 guys, and then the 3rd guy takes you out. And even if you maybe get the first wave of enemies trying to get to kill you so they can get their flag back. You may survive that, but the way, you know, when you run, the way is pretty long, so in between somebody's gonna get you. I mean, there are ways I've ran flags where I was just zigzagging through houses and over rooftops and stuff, and I was able to get away. But those situations are rather rare. What usually happens is that, you know, the first carrier gets killed, the second guy follows him, takes the flag, goes further, and then maybe he gets killed too, and then this third guy is carrying the flag all the way to the end. Or, you know, the best situation is the guy that actually goes and gets the flag has a vehicle of some sorts and just has already figured out where to go, and there are no slams or anything, and he's just making his way back to his own flag or his base like really, really fast. So that's usually, you know, the ideal situations. But you can see here, I mean, it doesn't stop. There is a non-stop swarm of enemies. I always call it like a beehive or hornet's nest. When you look at the mini-map, sometimes it's just nothing but Doritos over and over and over, and it's just crazy. I mean, here it doesn't actually look so bad, but I know the enemies around. They're here. They have, what they do is, you know, as soon as you kill one of their spawn beacons, they set one in another spot, and sometimes they have 2, 3 spawn beacons, and you know, you can't, I mean, I'm already hearing beeping again. You cannot keep up with killing those spawn beacons, and that's why it's so important that we do not leave our base. I've played capture the flag matches where there's nobody at the base. It's basically, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go leave, there's nothing going on at the base, until I was realizing, oh my god, I'm the only one at our flag. What if I leave now? It's easy for the enemy to just come grab the flag and get away with it. So if you know, even though it's maybe boring at your flag, there's not much going on, but if you know you're the only person, you should probably stay. It's pretty wise. And you know, those matches are so frustrating when you play with a team that doesn't realize that they need to split up half-half. They have to have half the, you know, your people have to go, you know, move towards the enemy flag, and half of your people should probably stay at your flag and just defend. And maybe it doesn't have to be half, it depends, you know, how strong the enemy team is. But if they're coming strong for your flag, you need at least 3, 4, 5 people to just have a really good defense, because they're not coming with one person, they're coming with 3, 4, 5 people. So you need to have the equal amount of people that, you know, see that, I mean, they're in this house constantly, up on the roof. It's just crazy, and I never really make my way farther than maybe like middle map, and that's about it, because I have to go back right away and defend our flag, and it just seems like, you know, crazy. They're in the lead right now, and we cannot just get their flag, because obviously they know exactly how to play capture the flag. They are very heavily enforcing their base, while they're at the same time have enough men coming to our flag and constantly try to take this flag. So yeah, if you have never played capture the flag in Battlefield, I mean, I highly recommend you at least give it a try. You probably will, most likely will like it. I mean, unless you're someone who just plays, you know, team deathmatch and doesn't like objective-oriented gameplay, or you just don't like it, you know. I mean, maybe there's something that you don't like about capture the flag. I cannot imagine what that would be, because you have constant action and you have a really good chance of getting a ton of kills and a really good chance of making your team proud. I mean, I don't know. I just wish there was more people playing this, way more people. And I think the problem is also that DICE put this match type pretty much on the very bottom of the match list. You know, you know, have Conquest on the very top and everything else before that. So a lot of people probably never even go past half the list, and don't even, like, you know, maybe know of heard it's there. There is something like capture the flag, but they forget about it, and then they just keep playing the same old over and over and over. They never look, oh, maybe I should try, you know, I should try play another match type, something else, something I'm not used to, something I never done before. And then the other problem is that this match type is only available for 2 DLCs and not all of the maps. It probably would be better if this was in all of the maps and they moved this up a little bit on the list. We would have much fuller servers. But anyway, it looks pretty bad here for us. We would have to get at least another flag, and then it depends on, you know, how many tickets we have left, so it doesn't look good at all. I'm already hearing the music. But yeah, we're losing this match. But anyway, it was a ton of fun. I hope you had fun too watching this, and I hope you try this if you haven't yet tried this. And hopefully I see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.